if you've been into researching the news recently, you might have seen that there's like a resurgence of interest or reemergence of interest in Malaysia flight MH370, the plane that disappeared over the Indian Ocean over 10 years ago. I think it was March of 2014. And there's a researcher, I believe Australian, I could stand corrected, who is convinced that the pilot flew the plane into a region that is off of the west coast of Australia. And the pilot dropped the plane into this part of the ocean that has like over 20,000 feet of depth, or like over 6,000 meters deep. And it's believed that this area that is speculated is super ridgy. There's a lot of like dangerous rock formations in that part of the ocean. And so it'd be even harder to find evidence of the plane, right? And those of us who have stayed up to date or read news on more about the flight are aware that parts of the plane have washed up in like Madagascar and different parts of the world, but we've not found the fuselage of the plane, even assuming it's still intact, or other evidence on the final resting place of the plane. Now, interestingly enough, the Titanic, it took 73 years for the final resting place to be found, and the Titanic is much larger than, of course, the Boeing 777 that was the MH370 plane. But we have so much better technology nowadays to locate things in the ocean, because the ocean is vast. I think that's what a lot of us don't realize is they're like, come on, it's been over 10 years since this incident happened. We still haven't, we can't be that advanced, right? Wrong. I mean, the ocean at the Marianas Trench is as deep as the cruising altitude of a plane. So just keep that in mind. Next time you're looking out of a plane and you're 35,000 feet in the air, look all the way down and picture that's how deep the ocean is from your viewpoint, being the surface of the ocean, down to the very bottom. And it's so vast. It's so incredibly vast. We know that most of the world is water. So that kind of debunks some of the, why have we not found this yet? I mean, it's frustrating, right? We want this mystery to be solved, and this is like the greatest aviation mystery in our generation. So some of the news articles I was reading recently loop back to the motivations of the pilot Shah. And I was doing some more digging into the personal life of Pilot Shah, and it seems like there's evidence to suggest that he had marital issues, and his marriage was failing or already had failed. His wife was still living with him, but she was considering or in the process of moving out, and that caused great strife and frustration and sadness in his life, as of course it would, right? He had 3 adult children. When he passed away, he was in his early 50s, 52 or 53. So you can get down this super interesting rabbit hole of doing research and then trying to cross-reference and determine, okay, was it a murder-suicide? Was it that there was some sort of mechanical issue on board? Those are the 2 biggest arguments I seem to hear are, 1, it was a murder-suicide where Pilot Shah depressurized the jet, effectively causing hypoxia to kill everyone on board, passengers, and his co-pilot, who was a 27-year-old first officer. And then this theory continues that he deployed his oxygen mask and he flew into this remote part of the Indian Ocean, again, off the west coast of Australia, and then he nosedived the plane or glided the plane into the Indian Ocean at this point. The alternate version of this theory is that he also died of hypoxia, but set the plane on this trajectory to run out of fuel exactly when it was over the place that he wanted the plane to then crash. So, and then the mechanical issue argument is one that after Pilot Shah said goodnight to the Malaysian air traffic controllers, that there was some sort of technical issue that rendered communication with the air traffic controllers useless. In other words, he was unable to communicate. The plane ran out of fuel, navigation was off, and then the plane eventually ran out of fuel, right? And then crashed into the ocean. So regardless of what you think, it's really interesting, and I would encourage you to stay up on this new research and theory that's coming out. Apparently there's about $5 million that needs to be raised for this exploration at this one particular spot in the Indian Ocean to continue. So if you find yourself with some free time, definitely do some research on that. And also comment in the comment section below what you think is the most likely cause for the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. It's been over 10 years. Be really curious on your guys' view on that. So please like this video, comment your thoughts on the disappearance, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. So thanks. Bye for now.